That's Toozle on the stage.
Shh.
First car's here.
It's here.
Good morning, Argyll. Welcome to today's live coverage from the side of SS10, 11 and 15, Glendaruel. And a special good morning to Michael Motes Jr., who unfortunately ended up in hospital after an off in SS3 last night. We and the entire rally community wish him a speedy recovery. So it's all been happening last night and early this morning, with some of the front runners in the rally already coming to an end after the first stage this morning on SS8 Bealach. So Ian, what's been occurring?
Right, Hugh Hunter has stopped just about half a mile from the finish of Bealach. So don't know what the problem is. I think he's just broken down at the side of the road. And this will be
Rory Young.
Coming through. Rory and Mark McCulloch were tied for first overall in the Scottish Championship last night after the first leg.
There's a bit of a gap opening up this morning. Jason Pritchard seems to be on the move.
We've been having some technical problems this morning, so hopefully we've got something, and you got that first car through, the overnight leader, Sam Toozle, and Rory's there. Hopefully this is coming through just on one camera this morning, because the other one decided it was going to do silly things just as we were about to go live, so fingers crossed we've got something coming through.
So we should have Mark McCulloch coming next, I think.
Yeah, because they've reseeded overnight.
Reseeded overnight, yeah.
So Mark is now down to fourth place. Jason Pritchard managed to move in front of him this morning.
Mark pushing on hard here this morning.
He's got that car working really well.
He's got it working really hard.
Now we're literally at
going
the
really
finish,
well.
Basically, just at the flying finish.
Yeah.
Just round the corner behind that old ruin is the flying finish.
So yeah, we're just before post 4, as Robert said, on the flying finish on this stage.
So next I think it's going to be Hugh Brunton in the polo. It's quite close at the top, a bit of a gap after the first couple of stages opened up, but it's frantic at the front. Is that the polo? Yeah, it's Hugh Brunton in the polo.
Yeah. And we've been reliably informed by some spectators that are standing with us this morning that Hugh was very lucky to get away with a cut he took last night on Bealach, that everyone else skirted around, but Hugh took the straight line and was very fortunate to get away with it, so we believe.
This stage is going to get a bit frantic in a little while, because after they go to the finish, they go back up the main road and slot in at 30-second intervals. So the cars will be coming every 30 seconds once the front runners get to the start again.
It's about a 5 mile road section, maybe?
Yeah.
It'll be about that. It's about the same length as what the stage is. So I think the next car will be in Forgan. Or it could be Jason Pritchard, actually, in the Toyota.
So Alison
Yes,
Toozle's been watching this morning from
Jason
sunny
Pritchard.
Jersey.
He's a man on the move this morning. He's moved up a few places. Obviously caught everybody else napping this morning.
Yeah, he's not overly keen on dark.
He's like the rest of us, he's getting old.
He's getting older, exactly.
And then it'll be Ian Forgan, I believe. in the Mercury Motors Rally 2 Fiesta. Yes, it's Ian Forgan. He's lost a step this morning. I'm quite sure no Ian
he'll be pushing hard today.
Pushing hard to catch up.
So we've got Duncan Brown saying good morning from the Eurostar, and Richard Glendenning saying maybe 2 minutes starts to close the gap.
And the next car should be Brad Cole and his Ford Fiesta Rally 2.
Now George Myatt is watching us from Crete this morning.
Oh, very nice.
Hope you're having a lovely time, George.
Has he got a lorry there, or is he,
Don't
he
know.
on holiday? Brad Cole and Jamie Vaughan are doing the Pro Tire Championship, and it is them. Yeah, I believe so. So this is Brad Cole, Fiesta Rally 2.
Yep. Brad Cole contending the Beast Pro Tire Championship with Jamie Vaughan.
And next should be Hugh James in the Mark II Escort, the A&D Tyres Aberystwyth. Beautiful car, absolutely beautiful car. Lewis Sims navigating. But doing a bit of giant killing in his Mark II. It's a modified car. Yep, that's who it is. Hugh James, Lewis Sim.
You know, some of these Escorts have just got tremendous acceleration through the corners.
Bit disappointed that the windows are full down, but
yeah, well.
And then it'll be car 18, which is David Crossan, I believe. Another Mark II Escort, but a historic car.
He'll be the leading British historic car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds absolutely amazing. The BDA or BDG screaming. It's just incredible how these guys can get these cars in the position they do in rallies, beating a lot of the Rally 2 cars.
David Crossan.
Yep.
An Irishman.
Alright, Crossan Engineering, he has, it's his business.
And
The
then
family have been rallying for years.
Very many, yeah, a long time.
And it'll be the first of the Mitsubishi Evos. It'll be William Patterson next, I believe.
Yeah, with Tom Hind.
They sponsor the Scottish Rally Championship with Alliance.
Asset Alliance, yeah.
He's going really well. There's 3 Evos and a Subaru all within 10 seconds of each other this morning.
That's good to see.
But yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So Joe McKean, Johnny Mackay, William Patterson,
Orrin McDonald's here.
and Orrin McDonald's the other.
Yeah.
It's the 4. They're having a good battle this morning. Yeah, this is William Patterson, the red Mitsubishi Evo 9.
Speaking about Patterson, Owen Patterson, who came to grief last night, car 33, unfortunately had a fire, and they just wanted to thank everyone who stopped and give them a fire extinguishers, etc., and the fire sticks. Yeah. And they've got a fire extinguisher they're trying to return to one crew. They were unsure of which car gave it to them, but if you're one of the crews that stopped and helped, or your service crew of a crew that stopped and helped, then go and speak to them at car 33 and get your fire extinguisher back.
The next car will be Joe McKean and Charlotte McDowell in the Subaru. Charlotte's father, Jim, is scrutineer, is crossing Donegal.
Sunny Donegal, yeah. They're competing in the North East Tarmac and the Scottish Tarmac Championship.
And the next one will be Johnny Mackay.
Us old people were just reminiscing there about the old navigational days when my driver was Jim McDowell. Or one of my drivers.
One of your many.
No, I didn't have that many.
Did they get to 2 hands worth?
No, not even 1 hand's worth.
You couldn't have been that bad then.
I didn't. No. We had our moments.
If I ever navigated for anybody, I had to take a good supply of sick bags with me.
Well, that was always my problem too, unfortunately.
The good old days of navigational rallies.
Yeah, most of us started
yep.
back in the 70s. This will be Johnny Mackay from Stonehaven,
Stonehaven.
and Richard Crozier. Johnny came up through the Junior 1000 Championship a few years back, and just gone from strength to strength.
His dad's recently purchased
a Chevette.
A Chevette.
Was theirs, I believe.
A long time ago, yes.
We've got dust as well today, just to add insult to injury.
Because I think he had a post up not long ago talking about this socket piece that he's had in his toolbox for long enough.
Never used it.
Never used it.
What it was for.
It turns out it's for a sump plug.
Of this Chevette.
Of this Chevette, yes.
This will be
so never throw anything away.
Robert Adamson and Harry Stubbs in the Volkswagen Polo.
It is, yes.
We shouldn't be too long before the cars start coming through at
30 seconds.
And must be near the end of the stage as well.
You'll probably get a few folk catching.
Yeah, you would expect that.
That's when the pressure will be on a few folk.
Will Rowlands and Emir Hall, the historic Mark II Escort from Bala.
That's Wales, isn't it?
Yeah. Will Rowland's another one that's been about for a long time.
Some of these escorts, you know, they really go well.
They certainly do.
And then we're on to
stick to the ground.
car 27. Yeah. Considering the age of these vehicles.
In comparison, yeah, to the newer machinery.
45, 50-year-old, and they're still competitive.
Especially the historic ones, I mean, obviously they're back to the
it just tells you how good the engine was initially, because the BDG. This is should be Roger Henderson and Tommy Henderson and Rally 2. This is the guy that has the DKMS We Delete Blood Cancer sponsorship. I need to try and catch him at some point and find out what
a Fiesta,
what that is.
Yeah, an R2, Rally 2.
Rally 2 Fiesta.
It's also got support from PB Engineering.
And then we've got a bit of a gap for some reason. Well, perhaps not. Maybe a wee gap here. And it'll be Darrell Taylor and Cat Lund and Fiesta Rally 2.
It's a very tricky, narrow stage. This bit of the
Yeah.
finish is open, but the rest of the stage is...
Yeah, it is. Although the surface is quite good all the way through this stage.
Yeah, one or two wee bits.
Yeah.
Bit that was really bad through the farm was repaired. It's been new tar.
New tar, yeah, that's right.
But incredible though, you notice the grass already coming through the new tar.
Yeah. Doesn't take long.
No, it is not.
It's lack of use.
Lack of use, that's right. Just no vehicles going over it. So.
Yeah. Now Subaru. 23, sorry, it's not. It's that's
Carl Williamson.
Tracker, so that's Richard Blues, Carl Williams.
Yeah, sin.
Snow on the tracker. That's why I thought there was a gap. Oh, there it is. It's just come up.
Yeah.
So they've got support from Chevron Motorsport and the Adrenaline Collective, whatever that might be.
Another one we need to find out about. Adrenaline Collective. At our age, adrenaline would probably kill us, Bill.
Ah, exactly. Yes.
The next one, going by the sound, it will be Darrell Taylor and Cat London, the Rally 2 Fiesta. Yep, that's the Fiesta anyway, I think. Yep.
So we've got Colin Maxwell joined us this morning from sunny Dumfries.
And then it's Carl Evan John Stone and their
the gallant
reigning Scottish Championship navigator, is he?
Keir Beaton, yeah.
And the Legend Fires Polo R5.
Oh, he's in the R5, sorry, that's right, sorry.
Yep, that's it is. John, a long time compared to various cars, always turned out immaculately. And then it'll be car 29, which is Nathan Evans and Rhys Edwards in the Renault Clio.
Retired fireman Ian Noble on Mull has joined us this morning, enjoying the coverage from Tobermory. Good morning, Ian. We'll need to get in contact with Colin Maxwell's wife shortly about doing the stuff for the Scottish. Get my consent sorted out for doing the stages for that. The Scottish is only, what, 4 weeks away?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it should be done.
David Logan's now watching with us.
So this
Alex
is
Ross.
A Clio.
car 29, Nathan Evans and Rhys Edwards in the Renault Clio 3. Very deceiving little car.
Yeah. Andrew Paulside joined us from sunny Newcastle, he says, enjoying the coverage.
And then we have car 40, which is Michael Harbour, Cameron Dunn, the Fiesta R5.
Yeah, Michael switched from an Escort Mark II.
Yeah.
Been one of them for many years. First year with an R5.
I wonder if we'll get anybody watching from further afar than Barbados that we had last night.
Yeah,
So if you're watching with us this morning, just let us know where you are in the world.
Yeah, it looks like an R5 anyway. Yep. So again, this will be Michael Harbour. SR5 Fiesta. And then it's Ross Jarrett and Dr. Stephen Brown and the Escort Mark II. Yep, that's what it sounds like anyway.
Alec Ross is in Brassy Beach.
Wherever that is.
Wherever that might be.
Barassi.
Brassy Beach, yeah.
Is that the bit near Troon then?
Could
Barassi.
be.
Yeah.
Ross Milne is in Abu Dhabi.
Barassi Beach is not quite as exotic as Crete. Sorry,
No.
Alex.
No.
Right.
Kirsty
Is
McLean
it
watching from
exotic at
Elgin.
all?
Stuart Thompson's in
Yeah,
Alloa.
this is Ross Jarrett. Stephen Brown goes very well on this Escort.
Nice Escort.
Again, it's a modified Escort, not a historic one.
So Alistair MacArthur's watching us from the other side of the hill at Otter Ferry and hearing the cars clear as a bell.
The cars, what about us?
I know. Davy Logan up in Inverness. John Blakey from Stirling.
And this will be another Fiesta R5. It's David White and Paula Hannon. Sheffield and Hallamshire Motor Club. Good list of
Were David
Sponsor.
Wright and Jane Nichol non-starters then? They were. Yeah, they didn't start.
who was that?
David Wright and Jane Nichol. Is that
Uh,
right?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing them.
Could
No.
be right, yeah.
Oh, here's another car.
Car
quite close
Oh,
behind
two.
them.
we are catching. This will be the first of
Be
the
our first
30 seconds.
Yeah, it is. So
it should be
they've
two,
actually
should be
caught
coming
car
next
30. They've caught car 32.
Yeah, this should be
So
Sam
they've
Tuzel
caught
again,
past
Tuzel.
Jordan and the Gallant and passed them. So this is Tuzel and the second time round in the
So he's already
Rally
passed
2.
one
He's
car at the
already
stage.
passed a car, yeah. And it looks like it's going to be an issue because car 7 is very close to 36 and 6 is catching 25. So there's going to be a bit of an issue for a wee bit here.
Isabel Riddick's joined us this morning along with Ben McDowell, Luke Barry, Leon Foster. Saying good morning from PB Engineering in service area.
There'll be another overtake, I do believe.
Ian Parker's watching with Fred McLean.
I think, yeah. I think
We're in
Rory
a
Young
pub.
has
We're watching
passed.
in a pub. Goodness
Gotten
sake.
past car
bit
32,
early.
Paul Thompson and Josh Davidson in the historic Escort.
Yeah.
So this will be Rory Young. And then it shouldn't be too far behind, it'll be the
Yeah.
historic
Scott
Escort
Kerr
of Paul
watching
Thompson
from
and Josh
Clusterdale
Davidson.
Butte. And Nicola Wareham's out here supporting Chris Wareham and good friend Robbie McTaggart from a muggy Campbelltown.
Then we've got car 36, but I think he's going to be passed.
We were remarking earlier how Rory seems to be able to jump into a car, not do too many rallies,
Yeah.
jump into different cars and be
Be
competitive.
competitive and on the pace, yeah.
He's done quite a few rallies now, Rory's.
Aye, oh,
Quite
aye.
But
an
he's- yeah,
accomplished
but he's not-
competitor.
It's not sort of out
Every
No.
weekend or
thing.
no.
No.
Nowhere near it, you know. He does it when he can.
So this could be Hugh Brunton or Jason Pritchard, I'm not sure.
No,
which
this is
one
an
is?
Escort, but it's quite getting
Right, it's
caught.
36,
Oh, it's
he's
Mark
getting
behind
caught.
him.
Mark catching up here,
Mark is caught on, is it?
chasing down the Escort. Right up his tail.
I'm going to bar
Going hard.
Car 36 is Barry Wheeler and Richard Wise in the historic Mark II Escort.
Yeah, so it could get quite exciting at the end of the stage here.
Maybe wouldn't get held up too much with that.
Car 6 is catching car 25 quickly. So Brett McKenzie and and Barry Young in the Evo 8 has been caught by, I think it is Jason Pritchard.
So Christy McCallum is watching from their
I think they've had
their
an
gazebo in their
overtake,
garden.
difficult to
Aye,
tell.
this is very
Yeah,
close.
he's
He's right up behind him.
He's right
Right,
behind
yeah.
him.
the time they get to us, that's going to be one's on top of the other.
I think he'll overtake at this bit. They'll let him pass, I would have thought, perhaps.
Yeah, oh no, Brett's still ahead of him.
No, Brett McKenzie's.
He'll be not wanting to give time.
And it's Hugh Brunt.
Hugh.
Yeah, Hugh Brunton.
He'll be a happy bunny.
He'll not be happy at all about that. I would be surprised if Hugh jumps out of the car at the end of the stage and has a word.
He maybe needs to remember that he was lucky to be here after last night.
After last night.
It evens itself out.
Yes.
So next car
But you won't see it that way.
No.
Is the Red Mist. Jake Briggs and Harry Walsall in the Mark II Escort modified car. And they're being caught rapidly also.
He's
Car's right
up
behind them.
Yeah.
Same again.
We've got Martin Bay of Fairbairns watching with us, along with Graham Avis, who's watching from the sunny Englandshire, England Hill, I believe.
Yeah, he's let him by.
He's let him by, yeah.
Is it Forgan?
Yeah.
No. It's Jason Pritchard.
Pritchard, yeah.
Again, that's Jake Briggs and Harry Walsall, DeLacy Motor Club, in the modified Escort.
It was good of them to let Pritchard pass though.
Yeah, car 60 I think is going to be in the same position. Yeah, car 9 has just overtaken him, I think. We'll find out in a second. So Max Murray and Matthew Owen in a certain DS3 is being harassed and harried by Ian Forgan in the Rally 2 Fiesta.
There you go. Who's behind who though?
Not very sure.
Too far away from me.
Yeah. Very close together.
It looks like Forgan's car at the back.
Oh, do you think so? Not sure. No, Forgan's here first.
Forgan's in front, and then the DS3.
Forgan's going slow, he got a puncture.
He's got a puncture, yeah.
He's obviously hit someone when he's running.
Back puncture, driver's side.
Max Murray, Matthew Owen in the DS3. A fair chance he's caught that puncture when he's going to overtake the DS.
Well, either that or he's there's only he's right down to the rim.
I don't think he would have caught and passed him on a puncture. Maybe.
Well, you never know.
You never know. So,
because I mean, the car's sitting well back in the corner, so the rim's well worn.
It's not just happened there.
No.
Car 8
coming on its own
is Brad Cole and Jamie Vaughan in the Fiesta Rally 2.
So we lost somebody then.
Nobody stopped that I can see. Maybe that there's been a slight delay in them booking in on their time, and they've been fortunate enough not to have to follow and pass a car. Car 37's getting caught rapidly with car 10, so car 37's Josh Evans, Paddy Heffern in the Renault Clio 4, and car 10 is Hugh James and Lewis Sims in that beautiful Escort, the red AD tyres Escort.
Well, Ian Forgan's got to get that tyre changed and then do Whistlefield before he gets to service.
Yeah.
So hopefully he doesn't get another puncture.
Hopefully it hasn't done any harm to
well, damage to the brakes or whatever.
The gap's okay for this one.
Yeah. Here's car 37 should be, and it's Josh Evans, Paddy Heffern in the Renault 4.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's a Renault.
Renault. It's a Renault Clio. Rally 4. And then it's Hugh James and Lewis
pushing hard.
Beautiful Escort.
Jones.
Then we have car 48, which is Andrew Forbes and Alec Hill, the Honda Civic.
One of our SRC
and they're
guys.
being caught by car 18, which is David Crossan and Ben Taggart, who are leading the historic escort. Don't think he's on him, as he's a bit behind him.
No.
I don't think it's going to create an issue. So again, it's Andrew Forbes and Alex Hill in the Honda.
So Des Campbell and Kirsty Riddick are watching with us this morning as well. Good morning all. Freddie Lockhart, Stuart Payton.
And then it's David Crossan, Ben Taggart and the historic escort. Another beautiful car. And there seems to be the gaps opening up a wee bit again, so car 49 will be next.
It's not often you say car smells nice, is it?
Alan Scott and Shayna Archibald and MGZR.
Quite nice.
63 Car Club from Elgin. The Scottish Rally Championship and the Tarmac Rally Championship they're doing.
So Bill McCreadon has joined us from Penrith in Cumbria. Originally from Dumfries and Galloway. David Hayton. Again, a man in Dumfries.
And then it'll be Joe
Sean
McCain.
Sinclair, Mark Runciman is watching. David Retson is watching.
Joe McCain and Charlotte McDowell in the Subaru.
And we've got your extinguishers, Dave, so don't worry about that.
I just need to work out what the delivery charge is.
Yeah, the delivery charge, Dave,
Could
is
be expensive. Could be a
quite
few,
hefty.
a few beer tokens.
It's a long way to send a truck to pick them up, though, isn't it?
Oh,
Wonder what he takes for delivery.
I'll tell him I'll meet him in the Crown.
You meet him in the Crown?
Crown Bar and
They are
doing exchange.
David
So it should be Stuart Irvin and Mark Irvin and the Hyundai i20 R5, followed by Johnny Mackay and Richard Crozier in the Mitsubishi.
The gaps there seem to be much more manageable.
Yeah, that's
Johnny just kind of appearing
yeah.
now.
There's Stuart Irvin, Mark Irvin, AAG, preparation company, and Johnny Mackay and Richard Crozier in the
Aileen Forrest has joined us and saying apparently we've said a few blue words about the front runners. I don't think we did we? I don't think so. No.
I'm past caring. Car 58 should be next, which is Mark Booth and Chris Wareham and modified Ford Escort. Closely followed by car 12.
So Matt Runciman is busy.
Robert Adamson and Harry Stubbs in the Volkswagen Polo.
Matt Runciman is busy watching while modelling at the modelling bench, building a 1 to 24 scale Talbot Sunbeam Rally for someone. Oh my goodness!
Somebody's got a good one for sale.
My wife has joined us and is now watching live. I better watch what I say about her.
12. Robert Adamson, Harry Stubbs, and the Rally 2 Polo.
Oh no, it's not us that's been saying a blue words, it's the drivers that have been saying a few blue words.
Really?
About
oh, it could be, yeah. Catching
people, yes. You know how drivers get. Aileen will know. She sits on that side of the car and she will understand exactly how.
Next we have the modified Escort of Alistair Waite and Kevin McIver.
No, they'll be more colourful than blue.
It's red mist, it's no reason, just pure anger.
Yeah. Adrenaline driven.
Yeah.
A wee twitch there from the Escort.
Lovely
driver.
Lovely car.
Hotly pursued by another Escort.
Will Rowlands.
Car 17.
Will Rowlands and Emer Hall from Bala and the historic Escort.
He was going.
He was really going.
Excited, catching somebody.
Yeah.
Next should be Luke Constantine and Ivan Devine and the Opel Adam.
Yep.
You think about catching somebody, you know there's nobody coming their way.
The Constantine,
they're taking the line for you.
is that, would I be right in saying there's brothers,
Yes,
Constantine,
yeah.
they started off in rallycross.
Yeah, and the
they
dad
Suzuki
as well.
Swifts.
The dad as well,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
These
They
guys
did-
have come
did
up
really well.
These guys come up through the MG3 Rally Challenge.
Yeah.
Challenge, yeah.
And the Opel Adam. And they're followed by Roger Henderson and Tommy Henderson in the Fiesta Rally 2.
Impressive wee cars, those.
Yeah.
Some of these guys would have been very, very late in getting
And
finished last night with the
Yeah.
delays.
As it was when we were after 2
GKMS
o'clock when we got
Supercar.
back. So
27 there, Roger Henderson with Tommy Henderson.
And then we have next car along will be Carol Tour, Robin Tour, brothers from Berwick district, and their Opel Astra F2.
Yeah,
They have a collection.
They used
Carol
to have rally
builds.
NGs as well, I think,
Aye,
didn't they?
Carol.
Got one.
Well, have
Aye.
They've got a fleet
I've
of
got
rally
loads
cars.
of cars. They built a Sunbeam, they've built
Yeah.
Escorts. He's got a toy shop at the farm that
Oh, right.
he builds a beautiful
they
car.
got Gull High,
Yes.
but did
These
you
are,
not?
these are ex-works cars. The Astra, I believe the Astra, the MG
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I believe the
But
Astra
they lost
as
an
well.
MG through a fire, did they not, as well?
Yeah.
Carol Tour,
Long,
and
long-standing
then it'll be
competitors.
car
Yeah.
23, which is Richard Clues and Carl Williams in there.
That's in the Subaru GTI, isn't it, I think?
And then it's Brian Jones and Richard Bryan
STI,
Jones.
sorry.
And the Escort Mark II, modified Escort.
So Brian Ross is watching from Knuckles. Andrew Ritchie's watching. Good morning, Andrew. Hope
Oh.
your hand's feeling better.
I
Or
hope
your
they're
thumb.
not walking down the road with thumb in a lift.
Kenny McFetrich is saying,
Who is clicking the pen all the time in the background?
that was Mr. Ray.
This is Brian Jones and Richard Jones in the modified Escort.
Davey Retz is saying, the pints are on me, Ian, no problem, much appreciated. Enjoying your coverage while awaiting on the call ferry. Dave, it's in my car. He's all sitting in the passenger seat. He's not doing anything about collecting your stuff.
This is Darryl Taylor
taking
and
the glory.
Cat Lund in one of Buckley IRS cars. Rally 2.
A bit cautious there.
It's car 30, Baz Jordan and Argyll
Oh,
Jenkins in the
Two cars
Gallant.
together.
So Argyll Seaglass reckons that
You clicking your pen is your tell.
Ian, you're
Nervous.
getting excited.
The pen clicks go up.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure who. They're very, very close together, car 30, and I'm not
We've
sure
got
who
Ian
it is.
Gordon's watching.
I would say it's past. I think the first one's John Stone, I think.
Yeah, it's John,
Yeah, it's John Stone.
who's gone past. Gone past Baz Jordan and Argyll.
Yeah.
There are two of these cars. They're
Competing, yeah, the
beautifully prepared,
Gallants.
These Gallants.
That's a big car to hustle
George
down this
Lepford
narrow
drives the
road.
other.
Yeah. It's quite a weight in those Gallants as
Aye.
well. They're heavy cars.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was a thing to have. Vatner in one of these was
Yeah,
incredible.
Oh, Ricola won the REC. We won.
one he
didn't we?
did,
Yeah.
yeah.
But am I right in saying that was one of those four-wheel steering?
Possibly did at that
That
time. I'm
time,
not sure
yeah.
they still do. 59 is the next car. Another two cars close together. It's Andrew Blackwood and Lisa Watson in the Fiesta, Ford
Yep.
Fiesta.
Going well.
It's a two-wheel drive Fiesta. And their
Oh.
car
Leo behind
very
Leo
close
coming up
them.
behind, yeah. Oh, three in it. Oh no.
And it's the Renault Clio of Nathan,
Yeah,
Evans
Nathan
and
Evans.
Rhys Edwards. The 2 litre version, Rally 3.
Supported by 911 Sports, JD Tyres and the Kitchen Installers.
And it's next is car 35's John Rintoul and Ross Hind in his historic Escort, beautiful car, repaired, looked after by Angus Laurie in Kelso. Closely followed.
There's a bit of a gap, but it's not too bad. It's appeared now.
Closely followed by car 40, which is Michael Harbour and Cameron Dunn in the R5 Fiesta. I think the Escort's still in front.
Yeah, Escort is, yeah.
Yeah, and then closely followed by Michael Harbour. The registration of that car that John Rintoul has, is that the old Stobart car, LVS 171?
I think it is, yeah.
Jimmy and Alistair and all that used it back in the day. 69, the next car along, which is Chris Thompson and Mark Mason in the modified Escort. Class 3.
Oh, Nicola Heppenstall's joined us again this morning. Good morning, Nicola. Ian Gordon watching from Stranraer. Richard Spink is watching. Scott Gourley and Craig
Class
McLeish.
3 is
Good morning to you all.
up to 2 litre class. And he's closely followed by car 21.
So,
Ross Jarrett next.
Which is Ross
Yeah.
Jarrett, yeah. Oh, it's amazing amount of cars have got their windows too far down.
down, yeah.
Yeah, so after they've done the second run through here at Glendaruel SS11, they head over to
Whistlefield, stage 12, and into service. And I think they're in service for about 30 minutes, I think it is.
1 hour.
Is it an hour and
it's an
30
hour,
minutes?
yeah.
That's right, so it is. You're
And
right,
then we have
Robert.
car 82, which is Fletcher, Faulkner and Ian Murray,
This is one of the
East
SRC
Ayrshire
junior.
Car Club,
Yeah.
ST150 Fiesta. They're doing the Northeastern Tarmac Championship, the Scottish Tarmac Championship and the Scottish Rally Championship.
Craig McLeish has joined us from the Scottish Borders.
And they're closely followed by car 22, which is David White and Paula Hannan in the Fiesta R5. Sponsored by one of their sponsors is Hollywood Media. And then we have Paul Collins and Thomas Wilson in the modified Mark II Escort, which is
There's quite a lot of rally cars.
Salsa
There's,
Motorsport hired car.
got support from bakers and bakeries. There's Jasper's Bakeries, White's Bakeries, Marchbank Bakeries. There's a fair number.
And they're closely followed by car 32, which is Paul Thompson and Josh Davidson, and another Mark II Escort, but this time it's a historic car. So the first one's a modified car, it's a Vauxhall red top engine, 2 litre engine that's in it, it's quite big horsepower. Speak to the chap that owns it. Yes,
Doing well.
and this is Paul Thompson's historic version. Yeah, BDG.
Yeah, so for a number of crews last night, they didn't get to do stages 4 and 5.
And we
unfortunately,
seem to
because
have a
of
bit of a
delays.
gap for some reason.
But they would be
Yeah,
given.
a lot of them ended up just driving through
Driving
stage
through,
3 and
yeah.
missing out 4 and 5.
5,
just
yeah.
to get back onto
Straight
kind
into
of
6.
So-
time. Yeah.
Seems to be a
Trying
gap a minute or so.
Just to try and keep the rally on time with the road closure limitations. So they had to get the bulk of the field through 6 and 7 last night before the road closure expired.
And it'll be another historic Escort. It's a bit away yet. Of Barry Wheeler and Richard Wise.
it's quite challenging for organisers when they have an incident.
They're doing the historic rally championship,
and they have to try and juggle, you know, the needs of the event to maintain its fluidity in terms of, you know, stages still being able to run, and meeting the expectation of its competitors.
In fact, car 36 is possibly stopped.
I think, you know, a big thank you has to go out to all the marshals and everything who stayed on to well into the night last night in time.
Eating alive.
Timekeepers eating alive, and midges were absolutely
I think that car
unbelievable.
36 is stopped. And then it's car 25, I think it is. It'll be Brett McKenzie and Barry Young in the Mitsubishi Evo 8. Sorry, it's going to be car 71 first.
The
Mini of Oliver Waggett and Chris Pattinson, sorry.
Yeah, Huddersfield Motor Club.
SG Page Garage from Hexham District. Oh, and then car 36 is Barry Wheeler and Richard Wise, so they weren't stopped, just a glitch in the tracking system there. Second. Then it'll be car 25, which is Brett McKenzie.
Yeah.
And Barry Young, again from last night. Barry does a lot with the Junior 1000 Championship in Scotland for the 14 to 17-year-old.
Yeah, Brett's the one behind.
Yeah, Brett's one chasing down.
Right, car 39 I believe is in front of him there, so that'll be Nick
Hitching, yeah, and Josh
and
Carr.
Josh Carr on the historic Escort, and then it'll be Brett McKenzie quite close behind him.
It's getting close. Haven't seen anyone bumper to bumper yet, but
There's been one or two of them being fairly close, but it's probably one of the only stages that'll happen on the event. That is what it is. If it had been wet, it probably wouldn't have been a problem. Or might not have been a problem.
Yeah. There are a few gaps for some folk though coming through, so some of them are getting a cleaner run than others.
I do believe this could be Jake Briggs and Harry Walshaw on their modified Mark II Escort.
Certainly an Escort anyway.
Car 43.
Yeah.
Car 44.
That was Lee Ashbury and Ian Jones.
And the historic Escort. That'll be
Jake Briggs, yeah, and Harry also.
And that's the modified Escort. The tracker's glitching a wee bit, you know, so for some reason. This could be John Marshall and the BMW.
The BMW, yeah. Quite a distinct sound.
Oh, it's an outstanding piece of kit. Yes, I think it is. I think it is John. And Craig Wallace.
Well-known Sparky.
His daughter is doing the Junior 1000 Championship this year. And did some of last year also. Getting better by every rally.
Quite a bit of weight in that car, I would have thought.
I would have thought so.
And this could be the DS3, is it?
Yeah.
So that says Max Murray and Matthew Owen. And Manx Autosport Championship and Pro Tyre.
Support from BBS Vehicles and RFM Rally Management.
And then it's should be Keith Robertson.
Keithley's joined us this morning, along with Ronnie Tom, Thomas Gray, and Brian Watson.
Yep. Another beautiful
That well-known North East Sheriff.
Rare car.
His car's going well these days. He's got it well sorted.
Yeah.
He had a heap of 2.6 engine parts for sale.
All right.
So I don't know whether he tried a 2.6 in it and gone back to 2.3 or whether
For the Forenza, yeah.
Yeah. Right, this is the Josh Evans and Paddy Heffernan in the Renault Clio 4, Rally 4. Evans rallying the kitchen installers, custom wizards, and a few
I believe
other
Malik Nichols
companies.
out on this stage today as well, watching somewhere.
Right.
I missed a
competing
call
much.
from him yesterday. I'll need to phone
Oh,
him back.
yeah, he phoned me. He was at the Highland Show yesterday. He was telling me when he spoke, he was going to the Highland Show yesterday and was going to be here today
And
watching.
Nova?
Yeah, this is Peter O'Neill and Ailey Williamson, sponsored by Gaelic Coaches, Vauxhall Nova. And then it'll be 48, which is
Andrew
Andrew Forbes and
Andrew
Alec Hill
Forbes, yeah.
in the Honda Civic, Mull Car Club.
Again, done quite well.
And then with two very close together, car 49 and 88.
Another car that smells nice.
It's the same one. Back for the second run.
Car 49 is Alan Scott and Shayna Archibald from Highland Car Club, and 63 Car Club named GZR. Closely followed by car
It's just a
88.
1400 this.
Sorry,
This is just a 1400 this MG.
class 8, so
1400.
Scott Peacock's old car. I
Yes.
think.
Yes, it is. I think so.
it's 14, over 14 and up to 16. So the 1600, that one. And then car 88, which is Stephen Hall and Aggie Foster in the Mini. No, TR4, sorry.
Was the MG maybe a 1600 then, Ian?
Yeah, aye, it's class 8's
Yep.
14 to 16.
The TR4.
Peacock's car was a
Was it
1600
16?
latterly.
Yeah, it was, aye.
I think it started off life as a 1400 and then it went up a class.
Interesting that Stephen Hall and Aggie Foster have got down as their sponsor being the housekeeping.
Car
So is that
20,
housekeeping money.
Yeah, I would
this will
imagine.
be Stuart Irvin, is it?
Yeah, it could be, aye.
The orange and
This
blue
maybe takes in washing or something.
Hyundai i20
and bits and
R5.
pieces.
It was interesting to
Just
see in the retirements list the excuse for somebody retiring was
Excessive speed. Yes.
Closely followed by car 77, which is Edward Collins,
yeah.
Mark Broadbent,
Matt Broadbent.
Another small gap, another two cars very close together, 58 and 63.
Karen Tate's watching with us again today.
Sean Duty.
I don't know if she's on duty. Are you on duty today, Karen?
Mark Booth and Chris Wareham in a Ford Escort Mark II. Certainly looks like an Escort.
Yep.
And then it's Sandy Arbuthnot and Ian Arbuthnot from Elgin and their Escort. 63 car club members.
Yep.
He says it's blue. The last time I saw it, I think it's nearer purple than blue.
I don't think he saw you.
Nah.
Sponsored by MG Motors, Mike Grant.
We haven't seen Mike, have we?
No, he should be here though.
He was definitely here.
Car 45 coming next, closely followed by 64. 45 is Alistair Waite and Kevin McIver. Mull and car club is Alistair and Kevin McIver's my local car club, Saltaire Rally Club. And their Ford Escort Mark II.
We've got Barry Morrison with us now, Ross Fernie and Colin Squants.
And they're closely followed by Tommy Graham. Followed by Tommy Graham and Mark Pickering in the Escort Mark I. Class 8, so modified Escort. Tommy, a long time competitor in different vehicles.
Barry Morrison was one of the guys that did the 1300s. It was a closely fought championship for a good few years.
That's right.
And his daughter is now in the junior 1000s.
Yeah.
Darcy Morrison.
And then it'll be Luke Constantine and Ivan Devine in the Opel Adam 2.
Yeah, it is so.
Closely followed. Yeah. Very competitive little
motor, yeah.
Closely followed by Andy Scott and Ian Robertson and Ford Escort Mark II.
I read somewhere that Opel were one of the teams considering going back into the WRC.
And then we have car
well, I don't know if we're going to go in full whack or not, but
which
there was
is
certainly one of the manufacturers that were having a look.
Car 100 is the reigning junior 1000 champion, Ryan Walker, and I take it it's Paul Greben that's sitting beside him.
He's
and the
going by his first name
MG3
only nowadays.
Ryan took his took a junior 1000 car to Mull last year.
In the 1000cc car.
1000cc car, and was going really well. This is Carol Tour.
Tour's back through in the second run.
The Astra. Yeah, Ryan was doing really, really well, and unfortunately went off the road at the very last stage.
Yeah.
Blotted his coffee boot a little bit. I was doing some giant killing with that little car.
He certainly was.
Very accomplished driver for his age. We have car 83 and 68 quite close together. Car 83 being
Charlie Knight and Lawrence Knight.
Yeah,
Glenn Rothis and Mull.
Yeah, that's Andy Knight of Mull, famous Mull. That's his two sons. One of them's a helicopter pilot and the other one's a helicopter engineer. I'm not sure which is which.
Followed by the Escort.
Car 68 is Chris Thompson and Mark Mason. I've got next car should be Robin Shuttleworth and Malcolm Smithson in the Mark I Escort. Not a historic one, it's modified.
Well, it's not red, so.
No, it says it's car 47 on the tracker, but it says that car 47 retired. It's on the retirement list, so not sure what's happening here.
It's a Mark 1.
It could be him then. He's obviously
maybe he might have done Super Rally.
Super Rally, yep.
Lovely car, yeah, 47. What's the restart
Shuttleworth. He retired just as you must be doing Super Rally today. And then we've got Baz Jordan and Alwell Jerkins in the Mitsubishi Galant.
So who was the previous car?
Sorry?
Who was the previous car, the Mark 1?
It's
car 47.
It's Robin Shuttleworth.
Oh, so it's a different car he's got now then? Because he was the guy that did the SRC last year in the red Escort.
Okay, right.
Plain
right.
Mark 1, no flares, nothing, you know?
Yeah.
The guy in the Mitsubishi Galant, Buzz Jordan, he was heavily into Avengers for a while, and they actually recreated the BRM engine. This is Bobby
McDonald.
Yeah.
And Martin McCabe.
He appeared from nowhere there.
Yeah.
I missed him.
And next
Martin
is Andrew
McCabe.
Blackwood and Lisa Watson in the Fiesta. Another ex-Scottish junior. Goes really well. Bobby McDonald from Glenrothes. And then we've got 74, Chris Smith and Amy McCubbin. East Ayrshire Car Club and Subaru.
This will be his first time out in this Impreza. They had a Corsa before last year.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
Come from the tarmac side, but did some forest events last year in the Corsa, but
Yeah, he seems to prefer tar though, I think, doesn't he?
yeah.
And then it'll be
This looks like a Subaru.
It does.
Weird.
74.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris
74
Smith,
Chris
and
Smith and Amy McCubbin,
Subaru.
yeah.
East Ayrshire.
And then it'll be John Runtoul,
Your neck of the woods, Robert.
Cumnock, Karen Smith and Cumnock.
Yeah.
John Runtoul and Ross Hind in the historic Escort. I'm sure this was the Stalwart car. May not be, was it? It was Stalwart Carno LVS 171. That's 173.
You know, it's remarkable how some of these cars have survived all these years.
It's amazing the history of some of these cars.
Yeah.
But it might be.
It's like, and a lot of them are like Trigger's brush.
It might be the history of the number plate.
Yes.
Trigger's brush. So I've had the same brush for 20 years. It's had 3 handles and 4 heads.
Oh, somebody's right close to somebody.
This is Chris Thompson. And Mark Mason in a Mark II Escort.
And there's a Mini in front of them.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
it's
well,
not
well, Mini.
shown on the tracker.
Oh, pushing and going. A 93 there. Been hotly chased.
93.
That's Craig King and Russell Joseph.
And the historic Mini.
Historic Mini. There's quite a few minis out actually this event this
There's
year.
a round of that mini championship.
Mini championship,
Yeah.
historic championship, yeah.
And then the next one I've got is Fletcher Faulkner
Yeah, looks like a good
and
bit
Ian
there.
Murray in the ST150.
No, I think there's one before him.
Aye, the tracker's glitching a wee bit again.
Yep.
A newer Fiesta.
Another Fiesta. 81. That is Anthony James Jevons and Margaret Kelly in a Rally 2.
Followed by 82, which is Fletcher Faulkner and Ian Murray.
Tracker seems to be glitching a wee bit. Perhaps the signal. Have a quick look at the results and see where we are.
And if anyone has any news from any of the other stages that you're watching us from, then let us know what's happening where you are, and we'll relay that out
So
to
it's
the world who are watching.
Sam Tuzel still in the lead. Rory Young's 32 seconds behind. Jason Pritchard's 24 seconds behind that. Then it's Hugh Brunton 8 seconds behind. And Mark McCullough, Hugh Brunton are tied for time. And Ian Forgan's 56 seconds behind that. And then Bradley Cole, Hugh James, David Crossan, Joe McKean Right, so that battle has kind of split up a wee bit. Joe McKean's taken a good step forward.
Keith Riddick's joined us along with Gordon Mackay and Michelle
From
Hunter.
Johnny Mackay and Brett McKenzie. They've split up a good bit today.
Something appearing.
56 perhaps, 85 perhaps.
There's one quite close behind.
85 is Watty Warwick with Darrell Clark.
And
the
the
Peugeot
206.
206.
206, sorry. And then 56 is Paul Collins and Thomas Wilson.
And the Escort.
Mark 2 Escort. Yeah, it's what he was.
Yeah.
Good little car. Underestimated these cars.
Who?
And then it'll be car 80, James Wilson and Rebecca Wilson, Glenrothes Motorsport Club, and their MGZR, orange and white thing. So
Yeah, just so.
yeah, it's James.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, he only does the tarmac, doesn't he, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything else.
And then
Really?
it'll be car 71, which is Oliver Waggett and Chris Pattinson in the Mini Cooper S.
Supported by SG Pets Garages, PD Extinguishers, Trevor Atkinson
Very deceiving
Landscapes.
how quickly cars are.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a wee bit of a delay or a wee bit of a gap to car 39, being Nick Kitching and Josh Carr in a historic Ford Escort. But we'll see, just in case this is maybe glitched again.
What's happened to the sun? It's disappeared.
Yeah.
As long as there's no midges, it's fine.
I know.
Keep the wind up.
It's gone very quiet out there.
Yeah. Yes, good queue of them sitting up.
So
at the
after
start
service today, the
Red Escort.
lines. Yeah.
first
car
service.
39, which is Nick Kitching and Josh Carr
If
in the historic.
there should be some live on the Facebook page from Service In with
Yeah.
Ali talking to people. I think that's midday.
So,
It's
yeah.
11:06 now.
So after they do service at Dunoon, they'll then tackle Kilfinnan stage, SS10, which is the Mealach Mam stage that they used first stage this morning, but it's extended and heads south. When then the competitors go to SS14, which is Millhouse, 3.95 mile stage. This is the first year that stage has been used, and it's quite a tricky little stage.
This is car 44, Lee Ashbury and Ian Jones in the historic Mark II Escort.
A lot of adverse cambers on Millhouse, so that'll see what happens.
And they come back here where we are to SS15 at Glendaruel.
And the angles here, the higher colour. And then with Paul Clayton and Vera Johnson, Mull Car Club,
This will be John
and the
Clayton's
Peugeot
son.
205 GTI.
Yes.
Another good wee car. Starting to get a bit scarce now.
Yeah.
And then with Clive King and Anton Bird in an Austin
Another Mini,
Cooper S.
Historic.
It's a real Mini. No
Yeah.
one of them pretend.
No, it's a real mini
a
mini.
real Mini. He's throwing her about, the boy.
Yeah.
And he scored
An original Cooper S.
38, which is John Marshall and Craig
again.
Wallace and the BMW. He's just a wee bit. It's not just quite settled into the car yet. Don't think he's quite got his full confidence in the car, but I'm quite sure that'll come. Just comes with time, sitting in the car, difficult with new cars.
Yeah, you've got to just understand how they handle and how you tweak it.
You could probably buy a nice house for the kind of money that car's worth.
Probably. But would it be as much fun?
Well. Car 57's Keith Robinson and Ian Nicholl in the Vauxhall Forenza.
Ian, now a retired farmer, living in Forfar.
Keeps saying he's retired.
I know.
But
He said he
keeps
was
coming
retired
back
from
out.
everything, including rallying. Then he came back again.
Keith competed in various cars.
Yeah, he's a big escort man, Keith. And
He
always
was,
enjoyed the escorts.
Alistair Braley and Peter Kersters. Alistair been rallying.
I think Keith got a top 3 in a Reavers in that Mark II he had
Yeah.
back in the day.
And he had that M3 BMW.
He did.
Absolute 6-cylinder, absolute screamer, I think.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it at Cooper Park and
He had an Evo for a while as well.
Yeah.
He's had all sorts.
he had a nice BMW he was doing some of the targets with as well, but I don't think he's got that anymore. So is this car
Subaru.
52, which is Michael Grant and Graham Kelman in the Subaru MG
Nova
Motor.
Elgin.
behind.
And then the Nova of Peter O'Neill and Elliot Williamson, the Gairloch coach's car.
This is Mike's first time in tarmac,
Yes.
and he's suffering from this broken thumb that he had in Speyside.
Yeah.
It's still giving him
Giving them
grief.
jip.
I think he was thinking he maybe should have gone to the doctor. I would have thought so.
Well,
Was it a bicycle accident?
Oh, I don't know what it was.
Another one shown here as retired, possibly doing the Super Rally, is David Robertson and Jenny Robertson, Mulcar Club and the Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, I think they retired in the town centre last night.
Yeah, so
They're a local
they're
crew.
down as retired but back out again today in the Super Rally. Start clicking my pen again, you know.
yeah, stop it.
Yeah, so this is David Robertson and Jenny Robertson in the Fiesta. And then we have
Mark 1.
Stephen Hall and Aggie Foster in the TR4.
Oh, it's TR4, sorry.
So we've got Crawford Ross with us, Gary Hedridge, John O'Kane, and Colin Hartness. I will be in touch with you, Colin, don't worry.
Great smell again.
It's no Castrol Arthur.
No.
They're worth a lot of money, these cars nowadays.
A mini historic.
Car 90.
Andrew
which
Hanlon.
is Andrew Hanlon
Yeah,
and Kevin
Kevin
Hogan
Hogan.
and the Mini Cooper S, yeah.
Car quite close behind.
They're doing both
Yeah,
the Pro
car
Tire and the Mini
77
Championship.
is Edward Collins and Mark Broadbent in the Honda Civic.
Again, the original Mini here.
Car 77. Edward Collins, Mark Broadbent, Honda Civic. And then we have car 73, which is David McLeod and Eamon Boyle. Hillman Avenger.
Hillman Avenger, yeah.
It's a beautiful car. Very nice car.
There's not as many Avengers out and about as there used to be.
No, they came out of the factory with rust built in them.
That was an optional extra.
I can assure you I've had a few. And then it's Sandy Arbuthnot in his purple Escort.
Sandy still got his Metro?
I'm not sure.
No,
No.
I don't think he has. I think they repaired it and sold it, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Sandy, along with a few other people, had a farm shed up in Elgin at Mostowie, and unfortunately it went on fire and they lost a lot of good cars.
Oh.
Oh, two cars quite close together.
Yeah, it's Adrian Stewart and Cameron Stout and the Mini, and it's Tommy Graham and Mark Pickering and the yellow Mark 1 Escort. So,
Right, very close.
so it's a historic Mini and Mark 2 Escort of Tommy Graham. Again, Adrian Stewart, Stonehaven District, Cameron Stout, and then Tommy Graham and Mark Pickering.
Cameron Stout, Stonehaven area, I think, isn't it? Or Aberdeen area? But they both are, I think, and they're not Stonehaven area.
I wonder if he would be related to Kevin Stout that used to compete.
Oh, maybe.
They were from the place just Kingsbarns.
Yep, it's outside Aberdeen, yeah.
No, Kingsbarns near Crail.
Oh, Crail.
Yeah,
Oh, that
he
Kingsbarns, right.
Yeah, so just I don't know if
I don't know.
whether it is or not. And car 65, Ford Escort Mark II of Andy Scott and Ian Robertson. It's a 2-litre car. No, in actual fact, it could be the blue 205 GTI of Stevie Black and Ian McRae.
Yeah.
Stevie, I was sending him a message. Stevie's an accomplished accordion player, and on a Friday night he usually sits in the window with a bottle of beer and plays a tune on YouTube. Good to see that he's got this far.
Mark II.
65, this is Andy Scott and Ian Robertson, Mark II, 2-litre car.
Yeah, 65, yeah.
And then we've got car 102, which is Chris Shield and Neil McDonald in a Vauxhall Nova.
Nova, yeah. Are they? I think they're the only Nova in the whole field, aren't they?
No,
Oh no, there's two.
There's a couple.
one previously.
Yeah, and then
That's
it's
right,
Ryan
86
Walker
is a
again
Nova, that's
and
right.
Paul Gribben and MG3. Which is catching them there a bit. Again, the reigning Junior 1000 champion.
Ryan won
then-
the SRC Juniors this year. Had a great battle with Robbie Wood up at Speyside,
Yeah.
and both in MG3s.
What's the next round of the MG3s?
Greystoke
Yes.
they're doing.
Yeah. So the next one is Lachlan McIver and Laura McIver and their Ford
Oh, the
Fiesta.
Yeah.
Their Saltaire members. And then car 83, which is Charlie and Lawrence Knight in their Suzuki Swift. We're from Mull.
These are Andy Knight's boys.
These are
Yes.
Andy Knight's boys, yeah.
He was quite a pilot in the Nova,
He was so.
Oh, geez, aye.
especially going up in Glenaris. You know, he was. I did say Aris. I wonder if that's Andy's helicopter we could hear chubbing about in the distance,
Oh, maybe.
watching his boys from above.
And it looks like, aye, again, this will be Robin Shuttleworth who's doing the Super Rally.
His red one was a very standard looking 1600
Aye, this one's
Mark
silver.
1 and a bike. You could pedal it.
Aye. Yeah, Mull Rally have got a new clerk of the course this year in Colin Hartness.
Indeed.
Yeah, Robin Shuttleworth.
Nice Mark 1, 47.
And we've got two quite close together. 62 and 97. Not sure which one's coming first.
That's Paul Holmes' 97 with Elizabeth Beasley and
Oh,
the Ford
very
Escort
close.
Mark II.
Right. Bobby McDonald next. As
And
well, is he? He's just
oh,
by him.
yeah, he's let
just past us on
past,
camera,
aye,
there
so
we
it's going to
go.
be Bobby McDonald and Martin McCabe in the Subaru.
Another one just coming in the distance
And,
as well.
This is a historic Escort of Paul Holmes, Elizabeth Beasley. And then we've got car 74, which is Christopher Smith, Namie McCubbin in the Subaru, which it is, Subaru.
Yep. Obviously somebody was watching the mirrors there.
You're saying that Andy flying about in a helicopter, it wouldn't surprise me if Andy was their service crew.
Probably.
They do it and it's not an elaborate setup. They prepare the car well beforehand, and then it was normally when you see them it's just Dad that's
Doing all the
doing
service.
all the servicing and telling them what tyres to put on, and
He's got a good knowledge of tar.
he certainly does.
Mini.
93, which is Craig King and Russell Joseph,
Yep.
historic Mini.
One of the originals.
These cars are like a lot of other vehicles. You could, for quite a few years now, you were able to get heritage shells for these things.
Hard to get nowadays.
No, you can still brand new heritage shells you can buy for
Yeah.
these. Yeah. And the MST are making escort shells. They're not. They come at a premium
Fiesta.
cost, obviously, but I've not got this on the tracker, so I don't know who this is at the moment.
Car 81. That's Anthony
Andy.
Jevons and Margaret
Yeah,
Kelly.
his tracker's not been shown up for some reason, and the event, and then it should be Watty Warwick and Darrell Clark in the 206 GTI.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, starting to
Des
his
Campbell
way
and
through.
Barry Lindsay campaign these 206 cup cars
Yeah.
or similar and beyond, and they're very, very successful. Des and Barry are very hard charging.
Des did Crail the other week, and what was he? Was he 5th or 6th or something
Yeah,
overall?
but the Jim Clark one year, the year it was wet, he was in the top 10 or
Aye.
thereabouts. That's the Faulkner engine and his car. This will be carried
this is Watty.
85, so this is Watty. And Darrell in the 206, red and white 206. Peugeot and their wisdom. A lot of the equipment, not quite as much on the 206, but on the 205 and various other cars, they used an awful lot of standard parts, so it was parts that were available off the shelf. So, like so their lower crown wheel and pinions and gears, ratios and things were in other vehicles and vans and things like that. So it was all readily available, but there was nothing really specifically made. The uprights were basically taken off the assembly line and before they did some work to them. And this is car 80.
Yeah, James and Rebecca Wilson.
And then the NGZR.
Classic car restorers, I believe.
Even to the extent back in the day, Peugeot were Talbot, a lot of the Avenger and Sunbeam parts were basically they go on a Saturday morning and misalign some of the tooling so that they could make bits that they required, and everything was taken off and then finished, machined later. Still got a few to come.
Yeah, once we get close to the end of this.
Aye, there's still a few at the end sitting waiting, so seems to be a wee gap here unless we've got another glitch, but the next one is no long into the stage is Paul Clayton and Vera Johnson in the 205.
So Colin Hartnett says that he's watching from Aberdeen while working on the Mull Rally and the Mach 1 stages paperwork. Dedication, Colin.
When's the Mach 1?
2 weeks.
12th and 13th of July.
13th of July, yeah. It's a really good single venue event.
It's a bad sign when I'm getting a phone call.
Oh. So George Myatt has now moved to the side of the pool in Crete.
Tell him to have a wee vodka for me. Did he answer? Does he have a lorry with him?
No, he never answered to see whether he's a lorry with him or not.
94 again, Paul Clayton and Vera Johnson. Remember quite a few car clubs, one of them being Mull car clubs. I take it they do Mull.
So we've got Gary Scott sitting at home watching on his phone.
Oh, looks
So
like
we've been asked what times are the next stages and are they being live streamed? Well, the only stage that's getting live streamed is will be stage 15
from here,
from the same position that we're in at the moment, although we might move a little bit, but yeah, here. But after service, SS10 first car's due in there at 20 past 2, and then SS14, which is Millhouse, first car's due there 3 minutes past 3, and then here at Glendaruel for the third pass, SS15, first car's due at 3 minutes past 4. With Whistlefield, the last stage of the event, SS16, being starting at 2 minutes past 5. So that gives you time. So we'll be.
You want some smudge?
We'll be here at live probably. You know, just before 4 o'clock. We'll go live.
Arms were black with the midges.
I'm just trying to check what our schedule timetabling is for that. Yeah, just before 4 o'clock. We'll be live here for SS15.
Yeah, there's a few of them going about. Seen a few. There's two cars really close together, car 89 and 94, I think it is. Not sure who's in front at the moment. 94 being Craig King and Russell Joseph in the Mini, in historic Mini, and car 89's Clive King and Ant Bird in another Mini. So two Minis giving each other a bit of a race through here. Sorry, it's a 205.
Yeah, it's 94. That's Paul Clayton.
Aye, so it is.
94, Paul Clayton.
Vienna
Paul
Johnson.
Clayton. In the Peugeot 205.
So the Mini caught the 205. That'll be another angry word at the end, no doubt.
Oh, maybe.
He's followed him really close for most of the stage.
How many cars do you think?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Maybe 8.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
To go.
Yeah, about a dozen, possibly.
Okay. It's just that Alistair's going to go live at midday.
Well, it's half 25,
I
half
think
past. I
that-
think we'll get most of them by
I
then.
think for that to work now, I think Facebook have changed the rules that you can't do 2 simultaneous lives.
All right,
So
okay.
it would appear. So we'll be stopped before midday.
Midday, yeah.
And
hopefully then Alistair can pick up with some of the competitors as they come
unless
in.
there's
Service.
delays, I would think we might have them all through before that happens.
Unless of course there's another issue.
Car 67 next to Alistair Rayleigh and Peter Stairs.
Yep, looks like it, yep.
Yeah, because the first cars are due into service just
Midday.
after midday.
Yes.
2
Did
minutes
Alistair
past.
Rayleigh ever win the Scottish Championship?
No.
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 He was runner.
Yeah, I think so. He certainly
Once,
won
I
won
think.
a few events, but
Yeah.
not the championship.
And then he's closely followed by Michael Grant and Graham Kelman and the Subaru Impreza from Elgin.
Donald Brooker's watching. And now, why is Donald not out competing anymore? You know, you should be here, Donald.
Donald's had some lovely cars in his
He
time.
has, yeah. BMWs.
And that Subaru he had, the Group N
Yeah.
Subaru. This would be Michael Grant.
A very quiet Subaru, that one.
Yeah.
That Michael Grant has.
It is.
The thing is, they don't rev as hard as well. It's all torque, not revs. So it produces its power differently. So. And then it should be David Robertson and Jenny Robertson in the Fiesta, Mall Car Club members. They are on the Super Rally as they went out yesterday at some point. Let's have a quick look at the overall placings. So it's still Tuzel, 36 back to Rory Young, Jason
36 seconds.
seconds, then 23 seconds behind that's Jason Pritchard, 10 seconds behind that's Hugh Brunton, 3 seconds behind Brunton's Mark McCulloch, and then it's 3 minutes to Brad Cole.
Oof.
But in saying that, there'll be other cars to go in there because Ian Forgan hasn't got a time yet for Special Stage 11 recorded.
Oh.
For some reason there's so that could change. And where are we
A
now?
little bit of a gap again.
Looks like car 75 has stopped.
Oh.
That's Davy Robertson with Jenny
Just-
Robertson.
And just before he comes round that corner over there, he stopped. So he's just been passed by car 73, which is Dave McLeod and Eamon Boyle and Himmel Avenger. And also, and they are very close together, is 73 and car 90, which is Andrew O'Halloran
And Kevin Hogan in the
Kevin
Mini.
Hogan and a Mini Cooper. So the Avenger and the Mini, so it's the Avenger first, I think.
Yeah, the Mini's there, just behind.
Yeah. He hasn't quite
Looks like
got
another.
him.
I just made the mini I saw again. It's not a third car, is it?
Yeah, car 75 appears to be stopped at the radio point. at the caravan park.
The heat's building.
The heat is it's starting to get warm now. It's taken a wee while, but
Thankfully we've got this lovely tree to shade us.
It is getting very hot. And there's car 92. Appears to be. There's Adrian Stewart and Cameron Stout in a Mini Cooper S. Stonehaven and District Motor Club members.
so it looks like Johnny Mackay and Richard Crozier have retired.
Oh,
Yeah, they certainly went down the results. There was a bit, they were all close together this morning.
Somewhere
Willie
after
Patterson as well seems
stage
to have
12.
dropped down the results.
What you got here? A fuel pump issue.
All right.
That's
Willie
a shame.
Patterson had dropped back as well.
Yeah.
Joe McKean.
Yeah, Willie Patterson has retired as well.
Yeah.
you see Willie Patterson through here twice?
Once.
Yeah, I didn't remember seeing him a second time.
So yeah, so clutch issues would appear to be what's happened to him. That's a shame.
That was a close battle between the four cars, and it's.
Yeah, they were really.
And the other one was.
So George and Jacqueline Bryson have also retired.
Oh, that's that.
That was the
Black
first one out,
Escort.
That new Mark one they've
Yeah.
got.
Black, quite a pretty car.
No reason given.
Yeah, Oran McDonald, what's happened to him? He was the other, McDonald. He was the other one, the four that was together, Joe
Did we
McKean.
see him at all?
Well, that's what I was wondering. I don't think we
did.
have.
No, Orr McDonald is retired as well.
So the four of them that were all very close,
Close
together,
together.
within 10
All
seconds.
retired.
There's
All
only-
retired,
There's
yeah.
only one surviving, Joe McKean.
And they've all retired here on this stage.
So just obviously pushing that extra bit harder, and it's
Lost
come to grief.
Shane Gamble and Julie Perry as well. They've retired in the historic class.
So we've still got 75 shown stock just at Caravan Park, and then we've got car 102 Chris Shield and Neil McDonald in Vauxhall Nova. It's coming next.
So yeah, there's been a few casualties this morning, which is a shame. As you say, that battle was really close between the four of them.
It was the four of them. It was looking forward to a good battle, and then Joe appeared out of nowhere. This should be the Nova of Chris Shield and Neil McDonald. Is it the
It's a
Nova?
205, I would say.
Must be Paul Clayton then.
No, we've had him.
Oh,
It's is it car 70? It's Stevie Black.
yep, Stephen Black,
Stevie Black and Ian
Ian
McRae.
McRae.
Ian McRae.
Yeah,
Another guy
Ian.
who's
Ian sitting
supporting the juniors a lot.
Yeah.
Yourself,
in.
Ian.
Aye. And then it's car 102. Had a wee glitch on the tracker there.
The Nova.
This is the Nova of Chris Shields and Neil McDonald. Three bottles of water,
No, but I'll get you one.
Yeah.
Oh,
please.
Here's another car.
car 72. Lachlan McIver and Laura McIver in the Fiesta. Again, their Saltaire cruise.
Ooh, that was a wee bit for twitch there.
It was damaged the exhaust.
It sounds a bit raspy. Yeah, so this pair of stages has certainly accounted for a few retirals.
It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The thing about tarmac events is that there really are hardened transmission systems, clutches and shafts, brakes. Whereas in gravel, it tends to be the bodywork that takes a lot of the punishment.
You got any more in your tracker, Ian?
Yeah, there's car 75 seems to be moving again, and 97's catching him, so he's going very slowly.
75, that's Dave Robson.
And 97
Robertson,
is Paul Holmes and Elizabeth Beasley in the Mark II Escort, a historic spec car.
Are you trying to limp out?
Yeah, it looks like it. David Robertson and Jenny Robertson in the Fiesta. They were on Super Rally. They seem to be moving again. They've certainly moved a bit.
Oh, will somebody come in?
Yeah, this will be car 97. Again,
Paul
it's
Holmes.
Paul Holmes and Elizabeth Beasley in the Escort.
It certainly looks like an Escort from a distance.
That 12 cars that were sitting up there, they're all going back up again, so we've still got another. They're still turning left instead of right to go over a whistle field.
Surprisingly, man, they've got the
That's,
windows down, isn't it? It's
Allied polymers,
which is supposed to be a no-no.
yeah. To be honest, by the time you're wearing a suit, the underwear, the balaclava, the helmet and all the rest of it is brutal in these cars. You don't actually notice it when you're on the go, it's when you get to the end.
Yes.
Just,
Aye.
because your concentration's on something else, but whenever
You stop,
stop, it's
sweats that pouring
brutal,
off you.
brutal. It's safety equipment that we have to wear nowadays, which is
So what's your
restraint.
thoughts, Robert, on this WRC event coming to Scotland?
I better not say on air. I'm not going to start that one. I don't see it happening.
No, I know it's well, who knows? I suppose it's.
I don't see stages sufficient.
No, I think
Mileages up there.
yeah.
I know they've got a couple of good long stages or big forests,
They
but
were talking about possibly North Perthshire as well, but
and
so a
Clash.
lot of these stages they'll never get back into again.
It's whether they get back into stages like the Clash and Darragh and that, which had.
It's the same
you know.
as like said the Villa and Blair Adam and all the, it's like the roads that we used to rally on in these stages.
They're all gone.
They're
you
not even
remember
there.
when Rally of Scotland came?
Yeah.
They managed to get back into
Or in Calendar
Trossachs.
area, Trossachs
Yeah.
area,
Yeah.
yeah.
but they weren't able to benefit from that.
No,
Scottish Rallying wasn't able to benefit from that happening
no,
because when Rally of Scotland disappeared after 3 years having
yeah.
had a lot of money thrown at it, there wasn't anybody there or
Money
there wasn't any car clubs there to take up that, and
Yeah,
keep
keep
in
it
the
going.
Trossachs.
To be fair,
Or would the Trossachs not have let them in? Because you sometimes think there's a different kind of set of rules here,
Yeah.
which I find frustrating.
to be fair, I think when the Rally Scotland was here, they used the stages that many times. There was bits of them that absolutely destroyed the roads as
Yes.
well,
Yeah.
which was a shame because, if they'd maybe used them less often and moved on, it would
Yeah.
do a
I mean,
different.
obviously stages like Craigavinian and Erich
Yeah.
and Drummond Hill and that are fantastic stages.
Well,
Yeah.
But Can't overuse them.
Ericty is actually the best
One of the
it's
best
been in years, because it's not been used.
Yeah.
They use the South Road when there's a fishery in there that people go into, so it's a public road. And then when they were doing a lot of work in the forest and taking trees out, they used that road. But it's still, we use it on the Saltire, use it for the Target event.
Yeah.
As a regularity section, and it's just beautiful. Drummond Hill, there's a great chunk of Drummond Hill you can't use because the road washed away and they never replaced it.
Yeah. And I mean, there's certainly restrictions, a lot more restrictions now on forests than there ever used to be in terms of, nesting birds or other wildlife, and that's all fine.
I know there's a train of thought that having a WRC event in Scotland would be good.
Yeah.
I can't see how it would be good for Scottish rallying, personally.
No.
Yeah.
I think it'll be detrimental.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
But the problem you have with a lot of the forestry is obviously not having agreement with Land and Forest Scotland at the moment.
Although it's
plus
close to being finalised?
There's an agreement.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been signed
Plus the
off.
fact that forests are also used for a lot of other things, cycling events and orienteering, and there's very rarely that these popular forests don't have a weekend that there's something of some description on in them. And I suppose we can't be selfish, and you've got to share and share alike. And in certain areas rallying seem to be such an antisocial.
It's looking for one day a year.
Yeah.
It's not even a full day.
Yeah, but it's like, racing circuits where they've done developments and built houses, and the racetrack like Croft and Donington Park and places like that. The racetracks were there long before any houses.
Yeah.
But
that doesn't.
And when they bought their houses, they knew these racetracks were there, and then they start to complain about the noise. And it's not like it's every day of the week, and it's not like it's every weekend.
No, exactly.
Someone's asking when the last when does the rally stop, or when is all the stages complete? Well, the last stage goes live if it's on schedule at just after 5 o'clock, and with about 90 or 80 runners still going, that's an hour and 20 minutes. So you're looking at round about 6:20 would be the last car. 6:30 would finish that stage. If everything remains on schedule.
Bye-bye. Celebrity status. I thought I was have to get my pen and get a big signature there, but nah, never happened. No worries. But
my celebrities in inverted commas have just had a selfie. I'll never hear the end of it.
Right, the price has just gone up. It would appear that they've stopped cars from going into the stage, whether somebody's reported that car 75 was moving or whether they're trying to figure out what's going on, I don't know, but it would appear that they're holding the cars at the start. 1, 2.
Peter
3.
Klingen is watching with us. Hello, Peter.
I think there's about 6 cars still to come.
I'm thinking to give Alistair a chance to see if he can start his feed service in at midday.
It's certainly they're holding them at the start at the moment.
We'll maybe stop this.
Yeah.
I'll just check about that.
Parts of my anatomy that I'm sitting on starting to go numb, so
you're so lucky.
Be able to get up and move them out. I can have a wee look at the results, see where we are. It'll just be Whistlefield that'll be added to the front runners, I would think. Right, where are we?
So James John Joe Jones is following us from North Wales.
Right, it would appear to the end of special stage 12, which will be Whistlefield. It is Touzle, 36 in front of Rory Young, which is 23 to Jason Pritchard, and it's 10 seconds back to Hugh Brunton, further 3 seconds back to Mark McCulloch, and then it's 3 minutes back to Brad Cole, and then about 32 seconds from there is Hugh James in the escort. Joe McCain, that's 8 seconds behind that. John Stone, 3 seconds behind that. For some reason, I can't find Ian Forgan.
Yeah.
Can you see what's, is there any?
There's nothing come up on retirements, no. What I was going to say is, don't leave the channel. You'll continue to watch us because we'll be switching a live feed from the stadium when cars go back into service just after midday. All being well, and we'll close down here shortly.
I think we'll just sign off.
We'll sign off now, actually. Yeah, we'll just sign off now because of the delays that are in the stage, and we'll pick up with you this afternoon again.
Stage 15.
Come back and join us just about 3 o'clock. We'll look forward to seeing you then.
Okay.
Thanks
Thank
for your
you
time,
for
and thanks for watching.
Listening in.